Hey everybody, welcome to Out to Sea. My name is Tom, where we are taking this boat out 30 miles or more, but obviously that is not today because we are building it. And we are getting through the process of sanding it all down because I'm going to start laminating some of the panels, but I just need to do some more hull prep. As you can see, I started drilling out the holes, cleaning those up, sanding stuff down, but there's a lot more to go because I have all these different little soft spots, low spots, areas where maybe during the manufacturing process we have some cavities which need to fill, right? So I'm going to go through around the boat with some of the sanders that I have over there. We have belt sanders, we have grinder, and then I think there's a few other things in there. But anyway, what I also did is I ended up picking up so I had the Wen belt sander, 18-inch or half-inch wide, 18-inch, and then I also have now the Bauer, and I think the Bauer has twice as many amps, so I'm hoping that maybe means we're going to move twice as fast here on some of this stuff. The other thing I found about the belt sander is that it makes it a lot cleaner. So the grinder will spit stuff all over the place. I mean, it kind of be expected there. It does quick work, but it makes a mess. So it's a little bit more controlled with the belt sander. So I think I'm probably going to be using the belt sander at this point more than I will be the grinder, but obviously if there's things I need to grind off quick, such as that little crack there, which probably goes down a little bit, I will likely be using the grinder. But anyway, so stay tuned. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, feel free to join the journey here, because we are going to get this thing all ready to go eventually to take it 30 miles out and try to tackle tuna and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I appreciate you joining in here, and let's get to work. All right, so before we start turning up the heat, because now that you see I'm in a full Tyvek suit, fully hooded, I'll put a full face mask on here before we get going. Actually, you can see some of the areas that I have marked off with the tape here of areas that are likely going to need some attention. So, I mean, there aren't a ton, but there's enough to keep me busy for a little while. Now, the last time I tried to do some of this was on 4th of July weekend, where up here in New York, it was a scorcher. And I took the temperatures in here, and it was about 110 degrees in areas, and I hit 113. So we'll see where it is today. All right. We are at 103, about 103. All right, so that's on the boat itself, and then up top, I think it's a little bit, I don't know if you can see that, it's 93. All right, 94, 101. Okay, depends on where you shoot, but it's a little toasty, not quite as bad, but I will stay hydrated. But yeah, it's gonna get toasty. So let's get to it. So I'm gonna try and give this a go. I'm gonna focus on kind of the screw holes that we have here, right, wherever they may exist, and then I might patch some of the other areas that I've already sanded. So I have my materials there. I have my acetone, I have some gloves, obviously I have the resin the vinylester resin is hovering over there. But yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to try to do this a little differently, and we'll see if it works. It's either going to be successful or it's going to fail miserably. But what we're going to do is I'm going to start filling in some of these holes, and so this is going to be the first time putting fiberglass back onto the boat here, because all I've been doing is grinding and setting things up. So I have all my stuff over there. We have acetone in front there. We have the vinylester resin, MEKP, and then some other stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fill all these screw holes, because eventually I'm going to be laminating pieces back here. So let's get started here, and I will walk you through what I am attempting because it is, let's say, an attempt. A little bit out of my comfort zone with this stuff, so a little bit of trial and error. Mostly, I'm expecting some error. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to actually vacuum this stuff out, each of the holes, just make sure any of the dust or as much dust that is in there, get it all out. And I'm probably not going to do everything because this back here I'm going to probably end up cutting a bunch of that off. But for all the holes, I'm just going to vacuum that right now, so I won't bore you with watching me vacuum because I think we all know how to do that. What I'm going to do also is I'm going to tape the back sides because I'll be in the boat, because I'm going to need to, once I kick this stuff off, I'm going to want to probably run around a little bit. So I'm just going to put the mask on. Oh my gosh. So I'm just putting blue, just painter's tape on the back to plug up the back side of it. I'm gonna go all the spots I can. Which I don't know if you can see that one right there. Yeah, okay. Alright, the other thing I'm going to try to do is that for each one of these, I'm just going to put a small little hole in each one. And the idea there is that it will prevent air from getting trapped. I don't know if painter's tape is porous, but regardless, just the tiniest little hole in each one. That should be good. The one thing that I'm going to need to do is check the temperature. Alright, let's see what we're dealing with. We are dealing with 80 to about 81 degrees. Alright, so I'm going to do this by weight. Because I don't think I'm going to need a ton. Let's look this up. Okay, so here's my idea. I am going to I'm going to measure it by weight. I'm going to take the fumed silica and the milled fibers, mix them to make my putty, right? And then I'm going to put that on what used to be a rumba sailboat, piece of it. So this is just a piece of plastic. I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to mix the hardener in with my Dollar Tree spatula. Those spoons will be to mix the MEKP, these fumed silica and milled fibers in there, just to scoop them in. I'm not sure how much MEKP I'll need, but once I am done with the hardener, the idea is to put it in a plastic bag. So I'll just scoop it in and just chuck it in the bag. And then, here's the wacky part, I'm going to try to get it into this syringe, and then I'm going to use a syringe to just squeeze the resin, my putty solution, into all the different holes, and then I'll probably use it over here. So once I run out of here, I'll take the back off, and then I'll squeeze some more in here, and then I'll be back at it. So hopefully that makes it go quick. I am not really sure how well it's gonna go, so we'll see. But yeah, wish me luck. All right, so the first step here is I'm just gonna give this a shake. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put double gloves on my hands. Two. Pretty close. All right. Kind of like peanut butter. The fibers look kind of cool in it. Take a look in there. I don't know. So if you look in there, you can see all the no fibers. And maybe just tiny touch more. Okay. Oh, my back. My back. Oh, way too much. Oh my god, way too much. Live and learn. Oh my god. I don't think these screw holes are that big. I got it on my board here. It's calling for 28 drops. 28 drops of methyl ethyl ketone peroxide. 28. Now give us the ratio we want. Ready? I think that was 28. Okay. You can already see it starting to change color. It's going from that like pinkish color to like now it's a like a dark grayish. Translucent gray. I'm just using a spatula to make sure I'm getting all of it. Our peanut butter.
butter. What a butter. Alright, alright, let's give this a go. I think we're good there. Alright, the clock is on! Ah! So now I'm going to stick it in here. At least I'm going to try to. Let's see how it goes. So we're just going to go like this. So I used to package shot meat. Alright. Oh, come on. So like this. Oh my god, that's so much better. So much better. There we go. Oh. I'll take that. Wipe it up a little bit. Alright. We'll take our bag of schmutz. Get all the air out. Now we have a toothpaste tube. There we go. A bag of schmutz. Squeeze it all to the bottom. Alright. Get it in the corner. Now I cut the corner. Alright, we don't want to be too large, so probably don't. There. Pressure's on. See how this works. Put down the edge there so we don't make a mess. Squeeze the air out. Why can't I get that in? What is going on? There we go. Okay, so good. There we go. Look at that. Not bad. Alright. Hurry! Hurry! Alright, let's see what we got. Alrighty, let's fill it back up. It's starting to get a little messy. Alright, get our tube of toothpaste. See if we can get this on camera. Kind of looks like a certain something. Alright. I think this is a little messy. Oh! I got my skin. Oh! Okay. Let's file run here. Alright, so we're just going to use the bag now. Now I'm going to just go on there. It's not going to go well. Ah, darn it. Okay, so it's that. That's garbage. Now we have our... Now we have this. So, oops. Alright, so let's try to do this together. So, oh. That. Try to... A little bit. There. So we'll just squish out some there. Right. Make sure we're covering our hole. Alright, get that one. That one. Get that one. Ah, do something there. Do something right there. Right. Okay, got that one. That one. Okay, there we go. There's an air bubble there, but I guess we're okay. There we go. And what we could do is we could always sand this stuff down. Syringe, sorry, I'm trying to watch what I'm doing, and what I'm not watching is where I'm pointing the camera. Okay, there's that. Okay, sorry gang. We're getting too into spatula-ling. Pretty sure that's the term. Alright, so we're all good there. Now, we gotta run this way. Quick! Run! Hey. Okay. Now over here we have this guy. Feels like I'm fixing surfboards. Smells like I'm fixing surfboards. Alright, I think we're good there. There's another one right here. Okay. Run again! Run. Alright. Now we have our pellets. So I can use, so we got the sharp edge and we got the round edge. So I think we all know which edge to use. Sharp edge! No, just kidding. We're going to use it out. How do we angle this? Like this? Like that. It looks like garbage. There we go. Start that over. That's not great. I don't know how I feel about this. Whew. There you go, just some extra. See now. Oh boy. Could have been excess. Oh, like that. That's stuff I didn't clean. Okay. On to the next side. How are we gonna do this one now? That's not terrible. Oh, we took it there. No. Alright. Let's do this. Like this. Oh no! Oh no! Where are my buckets? When that gets caught, it sucks my buckets and they collapse. It doesn't have a lot of structural integrity. Alright, let's try, can we do this over? Can we reduce, reuse, recycle? Let's try it. Back here. Yeah, let's try. The field's starting to set a little bit. toothpaste around, you dummy. You dummy. It's like, ah, dang it. That's getting everywhere. Like Chewbacca. Okay. Alright, not sure where this left off, but frantically trying to clean everything off. So, I don't know if you can hear me on there.
All right, well, new shirt, new hat. So now that we're done for the day. And when I say we, I mean I, myself, am done for the day. But let's see where we left off. Honestly, that still looks tacky. I don't even want to... it's a little tacky, not bad. All right, so what we did, or what I did, is that I used the syringe, and it actually worked out really well. Even so, there were a bunch of holes that were all the way through, right? And actually, it's interesting. So that some of the stuff spit out the back end, which is all good and fine. You can easily sand that. But yeah. So actually, let's peel that off. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what we got. Oh no! Don't peel it off. Don't peel it off. Let's wait till it dries. Whoops. Don't do that. Covered all the holes, or I filled in all the holes with my putty, and I might need to do it one last time and just scrape that stuff over the top, because it doesn't look like it got all the little cracks. But there were some other areas that needed it. I tried to just put a little fillet in there to kind of smooth out a little bit, because I'm going to be laminating. Oh geez, and there's stuff that I didn't wipe, like right there. See if I can get this off still. Oh yeah. But now my hands are getting all gooped up. Hopefully I used enough hardener. That would suck, huh? So another thing to point out too is that the lights in here are fantastic. They brighten up everything, and actually makes it a lot better to see with the lights on than with it just being light out. I mean, the sun, it's a little bit in the evening now, the sun's starting to set, so that is a win. But I appreciate everyone for joining here. This is a journey for myself, so I appreciate you all for joining in. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you like the content, hit the like button for things that I could possibly improve on. This is out of my comfort zone on things that I normally do, so I'm kind of learning as I go. So if there's any tips or anything that you think I could do better, just let me know in the comments, or just even the videos themselves. Definitely let me know, because I want to improve on it all. But also there's links in the description, so if there are things that I use or things that I deem or that are helpful or think that would be helpful, I put those in the descriptions. Using those links helps me out a lot, so if there's things that if you want to use some of the things that I'm using or things that think I'd be helpful, you could order those, or just order whatever you want. Just hit those links, get into Amazon, order bed sheets or whatever, it doesn't matter. But those purchases do help me, so I appreciate anyone and everyone who's doing that. But anyway, yeah, so we'll keep moving along here, getting this thing ready to go 30 miles offshore. I appreciate everyone for watching. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.